is truly filled with boundless possibilities. Let's give a warm round of applause to our speaker, the Possibility Igniter, Sha Nacino.
Maayong buntag, Vismin! Can you look at the person beside you? And if you're seated beside a woman, can you tell her, "Gwapa ka man gyud"? And if you're seated beside a man, can you tell him, "You look kind"? It feels so good to be in front of the first and largest Filipino-owned life insurance company. My role for this afternoon is to remind you who you are, to remind you to dream bigger, and to claim your crown at the top. And speaking of dreaming bigger, I want to encourage you to get out of your comfort zone right at this moment. I know you're comfortably seated right now. There are lots of vacancies in the first two rows. So I'd like to invite everyone to please stand up first. Stand up. Okay? Think about your dreams. Think about your dreams. Look up. Raise your hands up as if reaching for your dreams. And then thank God because you have dreams. He placed dreams in your heart, right? And then look at the person beside you again. Smile at those people, because these are the people who will help you make your dreams come true. And before you go back to your seat, can I invite you to please move one row up, one or two rows up. Let's fill the first two rows. Let's fill up the first two rows. So please move one or two rows up. So this is a little practice on how to get out of your comfort zones. So please move one or two rows up. Fill up the first and second rows. All right, thank you. You may now take your seats. And as you take your seats, please tell the person beside you, focus tayo. And, okay, we're all in this together. If the person beside you will marry test you, tell that person, focus. Today, my key message is very simple and it's aligned to the vision of Insular Life. And that is to dream bigger. Dream bigger. Let me share with you a personal story. When I was in my first year as an employee, I got buried in credit card debts. And I could still remember it was 11 a.m. I looked at my wallet and I only had 50 pesos. The salary will be in 3 days. I was ashamed to borrow money from my office mates. And so I called up my papa, who was based in the province, some 14 hours away from Manila. My papa, very loving as he was and he still is, sent me money via LBC. So I called him up and I asked him, "Pa, can I borrow 1,000 pesos? Sa totoo lang, hindi naman talaga hiram yun, hingi yun. But I was so ashamed to admit to my papa that I was broke because there's this impression that if you are working in Makati City and you're from the province, you're making a lot of money. So from my office along Ayala Avenue, I walked all the way to Buendia. I was wearing a nice skirt, nice top, high heels. I was wearing makeup as well. And from Buendia, I walked for another 1 kilometer just to look for LBC and get my 1,000 pesos so I can buy myself a decent lunch. The pain I was feeling, the hunger I was feeling, was nothing compared to what I felt inside. I felt stripped of my dignity. And it's all because I didn't know how to manage my money. That was my lowest point financially. Have there been cameras around? That would have been a really good scene for a melodramatic music video. As I was walking along Ayala Avenue. At my lowest, that was also when I learned how to dream and how to dream really big. I dreamt that at any given day, I can buy myself a decent lunch. At any given week, I can tell myself, Sha, where do you want to work today? Or where do you want to work next week? Do you want to work in Boracay, Cebu? Do you want to work in Tagaytay, Singapore, etc.? And I can do that. And at any given day, I can tell myself, what do you want to do today, Sha? Do you want to just relax, watch a movie, read books? And I can do that without compromising someone else's time. So I had those dreams when I was at my lowest. And so I started to read books on money management. I started to read books. I started to attend seminars and seek mentors. Finally, after 3 years, I was able to zero out my debts and save and invest. I also bought insurance. By the way, I am your client. I have a policy at Insular Life. And after I zeroed out my debts, I realized that a lot of my friends, millennials, are in the same boat I was in. They had messy finances as well. And during our colloquial conversations of our lunch, dinner, I would tell them, hey, you know what? I learned that it's so important to learn how to manage your money. But I realized that my friends would shy away from the conversation. In the Philippines, we are sensitive when it comes to money matters, right? And so I had this burning message that I wanted to share, but no one wanted to listen to me. And maybe you feel the same way. You feel how important insurance is and no one wants to listen to you. You get rejected even before you pitched. That's what I felt. I felt rejected. I felt unseen and unheard. In one of the seminars that I attended, the idea of writing a book came to mind. It was a whole day seminar. And the speaker said, if you want to spread the message and make some money, you write a book, record an album, and blah, 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 blah. And the entire day, all I was hearing was, Sha, write a book, write a book. And I felt so uncomfortable because number one, I was not a writer. I hated writing. Number two, I felt I was too young to write a book. I had so many other hesitations. No one knew me. I didn't know anyone from the publishing industry. And so I decided to discard the idea of writing a book. But then the weird thing happened. In the middle of the night, I would wake up at around 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. and I would hear a voice telling me, Sha, write a book. I would be in the middle of work and I would hear a voice telling me, Sha, write a book. And so finally I heeded the call. And fast forward to today, I've written 15 books so far. So these are some of the books I've written. And after I wrote my books, I got invited to speak in companies, seminars in the Philippines and in other countries. The biggest audience I addressed was 8,000 people, sales professionals as well. Remember my dream when I was at my lowest, wherein at any given week, I can tell myself, Sha, where do you want to work? That is my reality now. I am here in Cebu to work. But this does not feel like work to me. This is play for me. This is much more fun than watching the most beautiful movies you can think of for me. A couple of months ago, the organizers in the Maldives flew me to the Maldives to speak at their biggest HR convention, attended by no less than their country's vice president and first lady. And after my talk at Male, Maldives, which is the capital of the Maldives, they flew me via seaplane to this beautiful, luxurious resort. And they asked me, Sha, how many days do you want to enjoy the island? I said, can I stay for 5 days? They said, sure. And I learned later on that an overnight stay in this island, in this resort, is much more expensive than the most expensive iPhone right now. And I was there for 5 days. And it's work, but it didn't feel like work to me. Last year, I was invited to speak in France, in Paris, France, for a global convention for speakers. And since I'll be in France anyway, I traveled to other countries as well. I was in Europe for 21 days. And while I was in Paris, I went to this beautiful, beautiful place called Disneyland Paris. And while I was in Disneyland Paris, the child in me was having so much fun, and I decided to go back the next day and then the next because I fell in love at Disneyland Paris. I fell in love with the song, their 30th anniversary song, and I want to share the lyrics with you. Okay, here's the lyrics of the song. Let's read it all together with conviction, okay? We're gonna dream a little bigger, laugh a little harder, sing a little louder. We're gonna dance a little bolder, love a little better. Take my hand, I'll show you how. And here's how the melody goes. We're gonna dream a little bigger, laugh a little harder, sing a little louder. Okay, I prepared a surprise for you towards the end of my presentation. So again, tell the person beside you, focus. Mamaya na yung marites. So my goal for this afternoon is to really inspire you to dream bigger. Whatever dreams you have right now, upgrade your dreams because dreams do come true. And maybe you're saying that I have so many hesitations. Maybe you're saying I'm too young to sell insurance. Maybe you have barriers. I'm too young to sell insurance, or I'm too old to sell insurance, or I'm overly educated, I'm undereducated. I've experienced so much rejections. So maybe you have those barriers, and maybe you are looking at those barriers as excuses. Now, I want to encourage you to take a different mindset. What if your barrier is actually the birth of your breakthrough? You are too young to sell insurance, therefore you have more energy. You are too old, therefore you have more wisdom. You've been rejected a lot, therefore you've built resilience and character, right? And it's also very important that when you dream, you have to be clear about your dreams. There's this guy who dreamt that he'll be surrounded by lots and lots of money. So he created a selfie of himself with surrounded by lots and lots of money. He saved it as his phone screensaver. And every single day, he would look at his screensaver and say, I want to be surrounded by lots and lots of money. Would you believe, in less than 30 days, his dream came true? He became a teller. But was that his dream? So when you dream, you have to be clear about your dreams. Who among you here wants to be part of MDRT? Make some noise if you want to be part of MDRT. So ask yourself, MDRT by when? When you're 80? Or MDRT by this year or next year? Right? Who among you here wants to be part of the top insurance advisors in the Philippines? Again, ask yourself, top what? Top 1 million? Top 100? You have to be clear. Right? You have to be clear. And I know that as financial advisors, we face a lot of rejections. Have you ever been rejected? Then you're human. We face a lot of rejections, and maybe we have concerns. And we tell ourselves, oh, I'm shy to approach this friend of mine. What will my friend say about me? I'm shy to approach this classmate of mine when I was in college. I am shy to let them know that I sell insurance. Well, if you have these concerns, if you have concerns about what other people think of you, take inspiration from Elsa. Who cares, right? You know who you are. And again, I want to remind you who you are. You are the first and largest Filipino insurance company in the Philippines. And you make the world brighter because you help your clients make their dreams come true. And so aside from dreaming bigger, there's one more thing you need to do. But I want to ask you first, again, who among you here wants to be part of MDRT? Make some noise and raise your hands. Who among you here wants to be part of the top 100 financial advisors in Solar Life? And who among you wants this book? Are you sure? Who among you wants this book? Wow! Can we give her a hand? All of you have dreams. All of you wanted the book as well. But the one who got it was the one who took action. And let me share with you a story. A story of Juan, Pedro, and Pepito. So Juan, Pedro, and Pepito are friends. And one day, they decided to climb up Mount Pulag. Ang guwapo, no? So they decided to climb up Mount Pulag. And to climb up Mount Pulag, it would take them 6 hours. 6 to 8 hours, depending on how fast you are. And finally, after 6 hours, they reached the peak and they said, finally, we can enjoy the peak and we can have a decent meal. They opened their bag. Unfortunately, they forgot to bring food. All they had was trail food. And so they made a dream. I hope there's food. We hope there's food, they said. And they looked at their right and they saw one boiled egg. Again, they were not clear. They just said food. So there's one boiled egg. The problem was there were 3 of them and there's only one boiled egg. Who will eat the boiled egg? They didn't want to divide the boiled egg amongst themselves. And so they said, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to sleep first, dream, and then the person who goes farthest in terms of his dream will eat the boiled egg. So that's what they did. They slept, and then the next day they woke up, and one was so excited. One said, I dreamt that I was in Cebu. He dreamt that he was here. And then Pedro was even more excited. He said, I dreamt that I was in Disneyland Paris with Sha, doing the jumping shot, the jump shot. And then Pedro was silent. So Pedro said, I was concerned that it would take you so far when it comes to your dreams, and it might take time for you to come back. So I ate the boiled egg. Pepito was a man of action. Man was a man of action. So if you didn't get the book a while ago, don't worry, I have a few copies outside. So that's my second tip. So dream bigger, but you need to act on your dreams as well. And there's one more thing that I want to share with you. And let me share with you the story of a financial advisor named Paul. So Paul is a part-time financial advisor, and then one day, he realized that he needed to make a sale to meet his quota. And so he looked at his friends on Facebook and he saw Paul. So Paul, Jack. He saw Jack. Jack was his friend back in high school. They didn't really get along well. And so he messaged Jack and said, Hi Jack, pwede ba tayo mag-coffee minsan? Jack saw the message. Nakita niyo naman, scene zone. He briefly checked the profile of Paul. He saw that Paul is an insurance advisor, financial advisor, and he said, baka bebentahan lang ako nito. So scene zone. Have you ever been scene zoned by a client? Masakit ba? So that's the perspective of a financial advisor, right? Now let me share with you the perspective of a potential client. So one day I met someone on TikTok. He is a single guy in his 30s and he shared hilarious videos about being single in 30s, and I can relate because I'm single in my 30s. And so I followed him on TikTok. I also followed him on Instagram. So this guy is like a celebrity on TikTok or Instagram. He has hundreds of thousands of followers. From time to time, I would like his posts. And then one day, he sent me a message. He said, Hi, Sha, how are you? Or are you at work? Something like that. So we exchanged messages. And I was wondering, did he also find me cute? And so we were messaging for a couple of minutes. And then he said, by the way, Sha, I'm from the insurance industry. Can you listen to my presentation? I replied to him and said, "Oh wow, you're in the insurance industry. You know, I love insurance. That's why I have lots of insurance policies." And then after that, he didn't reply anymore. And you know what I felt? I felt like, what was that? It felt it felt off. Did you just message me because you needed something from me? You needed to sell to me? It felt so transactional. But what if there is a way to make it relational? What if there is a way to mitigate the rejections we experience as financial advisors? What if there is a way that we can build relationship with our clients? And that is exactly what I'm going to show you. Take my hand, I'll show you how. So I want you to take out your phones and take a screenshot of this or go to this QR code. I want to show you the power of building relationship with your clients. I feel like I'm in this event right now. So take that photo and go to that link. So this is my third tip for you: be consistent. Dream bigger, act on your dreams, and be consistent. The acronym is DAB. My 8-year-old godson taught me this step called DAB, and I want to teach it to you right now. So DAB is like this. Okay? So I want to teach you a step. I'd like to call our dancers right now. Can I invite everyone to please stand up? We're going to teach you a step. So we already know this, right? In life, on the rise. So here's what we're going to do. And your goal for this year is to be number 5 by the end of the year. So we'll do it in 5 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. One more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I showed you the lyrics of the song a while ago. Now we're going to play that song. And if you want to dance, please dance. Play full out. Get out of your comfort zone. Like what SO said, 99.9% is not acceptable. So give your 100% as we dance a special song for in-lifers.
Un monde qui s'illumine means a world that is so bright.
Look to the sky, hope is all around, and it's about to ignite. It's looking bright, go on, let it out. The spark you're feeling inside. We're gonna dream a little bigger, laugh a little harder, sing a little louder now. We're gonna dance a little bolder, love a little better. Take my hand, I'll show you how. The future holds so much more than we've ever seen before. There's something so magical shining from our dreams. The monde qui s'illumine. Oh, oh, oh. The monde qui s'illumine. Oh, oh, oh. Le monde qui s'illumine. Go make a wish if you see a star, and we can watch how it grows. Let's reminisce how we've come so far, and see how far we can go. We're gonna dream a little bigger, laugh a little harder, sing a little louder now. We're gonna dance a little bolder, love a little better. Take my hand, I'll show you how. The future holds so much more than we've ever seen before. There's something so magical shining from our dreams. The monde qui s'illumine.
Woo! Thank you very much. You may now take your seats.
In-lifers, I want to remind you again who you are. You are the first and the largest Filipino-owned insurance company. And you deserve to claim your crown at the top. So always remember to dream bigger, to act on your dreams, and to be consistent. Don't be the type of insurance advisor, financial advisor who only reach out to your clients when you need to make a sale. Be that financial advisor who's always there for them. It's not transactional, it's relational, and you are there for life. Take a look at the back of your jacket right now. Lifetime for good. So our relationship for our clients is not just for this particular sale, but it's for a lifetime. To end, I'd like you to look at the person beside you again and with sincerity, okay? With sincerity, tell the person beside you, dream bigger. In my first, this is Sha Nacino, and I wish you fearless possibilities.